So why did I become Orthodox? And the short answer, it's the church. It is the church. All Christian truth can be found in it. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect. There was a lot of things that I agree with now that I didn't agree with going into it. There's also things that I still disagree with it. I agree with the church about. And then there are the things that are blatantly heretical. I mean, beyond heretical, just soul-killing, that are taught not by the church, but amongst the church. There's certain priests that believe it. What the church teaches is what is spoken in unity at all times by the church as in one voice. Not, oh, the church teaches this because one parish teaches this, or a bishop allows this to be taught, or some monastics believe this. The toll houses. When I was first told about these as a catechumen, I said, well, I have, when I heard about this, people talking about the trouble with toll houses, like it was briefly described to me, maybe in a few sentences, and I said, oh yeah, well, I got the book of Galatians. And my priest, he has arms folded, he goes, thank you, like he agreed with me. He just frustrated at the toll house teaching. Now, there's no one-to-one comparison with Gnosticism, but the demons are just like archons. The demons that rule these realms, that judge you, that pass judgment on you, and either torture you or send you to hell if you don't pass these toll houses, these realms that these demons go in because they accuse you of these sin. It's like archons and aeons and these realms, these levels between God and man. But toll houses essentially are a rejection of the writings of Paul, a rejection of the cross of Christ, the victory on Calvary, the rejection of the promise of baptism, and the rejection of the reality of the Eucharist. There's no way of getting around it. If a demon can judge you, or if works that you did or didn't do in life can send you to hell, if it's not the heart, if it's not faith, and if it's not works of God, if it's your own merit, Pelagianism is better than that, right? Now, there's probably some people who, wound up saying, yeah, whatever, the toll houses were right, and, are still Christians who've died. But the people teaching it, I've heard people say, oh, well, it's just a spiritual discipline. But it can be found nowhere. Nowhere in the Bible can it be found. And its only basis are a verse here, like from the Church Fathers, and not just the Church Fathers, but the Desert Fathers. A verse here, a sentence there. But even if you could find a complete work by any of the Fathers, by anyone in the Church, even if they're a saint, it doesn't matter. Because the apostles didn't know about the toll houses. Nobody bothered to write it down for hundreds of years. And it's a complete rejection of what was promised on the cross, in baptism, in the Eucharist. Everything that Paul wrote, it's a total denial and rejection of that. Not to mention, it's systematic. And it's hidden. Why? I don't understand why the creeds never mention the toll houses, not one time. They don't appear in the liturgy. And do they appear in any of the funeral rites? I don't think they do. It's the vanity of monks. Monks are some of monks have the most temptation because they have nothing to do except act holy, which they can't be. And the monks are the biggest hypocrites. There are great monks, and there's people who are called to be celibate. But at the same time, the people who aren't called to be that, who then become monastics, are some of the worst people and the most infectious and the most detrimental to the church.